So alhamdulillah, today, in the class today, alhamdulillah, we want to gain wisdom. Right, we brought to class, we want to gain wisdom. Right, the emphasis is to get wisdom behind what it is that we're learning. The emphasis today is to get wisdom, or the emphasis with any class is to get wisdom. We're trying to get some information so we can apply that information. One of the Imams that I read about, one of the Imams that I studied about, Imaam Shawkaani. Imaam Shawkaani from Yemen. Read about his biography, man, when I was locked up in the feds. Read about it, his trials, his tribulations, fighting against the Shiite and all that, the Khalifas, and not, not selling out for the money. You got some scholars for dollars. You got some scholars for dollars, they selling out for dollars. How do we know? Because they're not locked up. You a scholar for dollars, you ain't locked up. You ain't speaking up against whatever. You ain't speaking up against that. You ain't being locked up because of that. You a scholar for dollars. Hey man, shake whoopty whoop. Hey, shake whoopty whoop. Shake whoopty whoop. Is they locked up? They ain't locked up? Why they ain't locked up? They ain't talking against the whoopty whoop? Oh, they still, doing it every routine? Scholar for dollar. But again, Imaam Shawkaani, he was one that did not sell out. He didn't sell out. Salaf, al-Hadith, all of that. But one of the things that I learned from reading that book, one of the things that was profound, but it goes to the education. One of the things that Imaam Shawkaani emphasized, gaining knowledge. Right? And gaining knowledge means to memorize the knowledge. You want to memorize the knowledge. You want to memorize the wisdom of that knowledge. Right? You want to gain that knowledge. You want to memorize that knowledge. Right? You want to implement the knowledge. Right? You want to gain the knowledge. You want to memorize the knowledge, right? And then you want to do what? You want to implement the knowledge, right? We don't just stop with gaining the knowledge, memorizing the knowledge, being a parent of the knowledge. We're not parents. We want to implement the knowledge. I want to drive this home. The reason why we're learning is to try to implement what it is that we know. We want to implement that knowledge. We ain't just over here just to learn and, oh, it sounded good. But how many people was there and how many people came and who was there? What type of food did you eat? Or, oh, was it that we ain't here for that. If you here for that, you here for the wrong reason. We ain't here for the frills and the thrills and the zoom zooms and wham whams and glitz and glamour. We ain't here for that. Matter of fact, Rasulullah said that in the last days, right? The hypocrites and whatnot, the masses will be filled with nothing but decorations and ornaments and whatnot. They would just count up with that. The decorations, how beautiful the masses is. Oh, golden letters of the Quran and whatnot. What's on the hadith? This is what it's going to be like in the last days. It's all about the what it looks like, the ornaments and whatnot. But not the essence. We worry about the essence, man. So again, gain the knowledge, memorize the knowledge, implement the knowledge. Man, we ain't talking about the knowledge. Oh, he sounded so good. You see how he memorized it and he quoted it and read it back like a parrot. But yet, are you implementing what it is that you said? You got all this knowledge, but your adab is boo-boo. You got all this knowledge, but you got kibber, You got arrogance, You talking over people. You ain't a people person. You're not humble. The more knowledge you got, the more humble you should be. The more knowledge you get, the more humble you should be. In your elevation of knowledge, as Ibn Abbas said, there's always somebody more knowledgeable than you. And it all goes back to Allah. Allah is Al-Alim, the source of all knowledge. So when you understand that Allah is the source of all knowledge, He's the one that gives you knowledge. When you get this knowledge, it should humble you. Because if He didn't give it to you, you wouldn't have it. So when you get it, He enlightens you. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. And then what? Be the Amina Salihah. For that Alhamdulillah. Right? You want to be the Amina Salihah. You want to be those that work righteous deeds, right? Huh? You want those that say Alhamdulillah. You're thankful to Allah. Then be the Amina Salihah. Be those that work righteous deeds. Be the Shakirin. Be those that are thankful to Allah. How do you show your thankfulness to Allah? By working in actions and showing Him that you're thankful. Again, Amina Salihah. Alhamdulillah. Gain the knowledge, we hear, Talim. Memorize the knowledge, we hear, Talim. Implement the knowledge, start working the knowledge. That's what He's doing, piecemeal. Surah Al-Baqarah. Took Ibn Umar 8 years. Baqarah. I was telling the brother the other day, we've been going over the tafsir of Baqarah for 1 year now. For 1 year, we've been going through Baqarah, and we're only halfway through. Just going through the tafsir. Just going through the understanding. Bani Israel, the Yahudi, Fir'aun, the Asaf, Majid, Suleiman, right? All that, the calf, all the things that we learned. 1 year. And we only went halfway through Surah Al-Baqarah. We're not trying to rush. We're trying to learn this deen and trying to implement this deen to the best of our ability. We have a lot of stinking thinking. We have a lot of knowledge that has been inculcated and forced into our psyche, our brains, our minds, our subliminal, that has us dysfunctional. Therefore, we need to debrief ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Upload new information and start deleting that which is improper and faulty for us. We got a lot of faultiness inside of us, a lot of jahiliyyah inside of us. Therefore, that's why we move with what's inside of us. We got to start deleting the garbage, start implementing the haq. So therefore, the only thing you can do is regurgitate and do the haq. Learn the knowledge, memorize the knowledge, implement the knowledge, practice that knowledge, and then you share the knowledge. Then you share the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Work that bad boy first, then talk about it. Don't tell nobody how to do it unless you're doing it first. Don't tell me, show me. I'm going to give you one example. Just like those that, you know what I'm saying, you be in a cell with your cellie, right? You might get a little young cellie, he don't know how to clean the cell. He don't know about hygiene, he don't know about the sink, he don't know about none of that. He put hair on the sink, clogging up the sink. So what do? You yell at him, no. All right, youngster, have a seat. Let me show you how to do this. So what you do, you get on the ground, you show him how to clean it. You show him how to do it. You show him how it's supposed to be done. Not just 1 day, not just 2 days. You might do it a whole month. Hey, youngster, let me show you how to do it. So by him watching you do it, guess what? Now he knows how to do it. I'll give you one more example. In the time of Hassan and Hussein, they seen a man that was doing wudu improperly. So what did they do? They wanted to give information to this man who was older than a sheikh, but they didn't want to disrespect him. They still wanted to give him his honor and respect to being a sheikh. So what did they do? They used wisdom. They said, yeah, Sheikh, me and my brother, right, Hussein, right, we're trying to have a contest to see who does wudu the best. Can you watch us? Can you watch us to see which of us does wudu the best? Right? Even though they did it the same, it said that in the midst of them doing the wudu, the man was reminded of the things that he was doing wrong in his wudu. He was reminded of some of the things that maybe he left out. They didn't have to say nothing to him. They just showed him by example. Best dawah was by example. Learn the knowledge, memorize the knowledge, implement the knowledge. You want to walk that knowledge, you want to walk what it is. You want to do what it is that you learn. You want to walk what it is that you learn. You want to implement what it is that you learn. Do it have full meaning. Be consistent with it. And then you share it with the people. In that order, inshallah. Alright, I'm going to let you inshallah, you must benefit. But that's the intent of these classes. We're trying to implement what it is that you learn. We're not just trying to be fakers, hypocrites. We're not doing things for show. No, man, we're trying to make a change. Best dawah is by example. If we can do it, you can do it. Matter of fact, we want you to do it too. We're going to talk about international movement. Man, we're trendsetters, and you guys take that, you like what it is that you see, and you try to implement it in your community or city. Alhamdulillah, anybody that implements good, get that good. Anybody that implements bad, they get that bad. We ain't trying to implement no bad. We just want you to implement or follow what it is that we do good. And just like the 40 Imams say, if there's anything that I say that does not contradict, that contradicts with the Quran and the Sunnah, then take what I said. Throw it against the wall. Our millah, our manhaj, our aqidah, our way, right? Our adab, our madhab, is the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.